In my recent video about COPPA, I explained why your fears about liability from the FTC for the pettiest COPPA violation is largely unfounded. However, since making that video, I have become aware of another concern many people are having about COPPA. The possibility that, even if you may be safe from the FTC, YouTube itself may decide that your content is made for kids and override your marking, lumping you in with the far less lucrative kids videos despite going out of your way to make your content not for kids. While I certainly admit that this is a bigger threat to your financial security on YouTube than getting sued by the FTC, I still believe that there is an X factor that you're not considering. To give you an example of what I mean, let's take a look at a YouTube channel that I am subscribed to called Upper Echelon Gamers, or UEG for short. On November 21st, 2019, UEG published a video where he criticized Google Stadia's abysmal launch. One day later, on November 22nd, he uploaded another video where he complained that his Google Stadia video was lumped in with kids' content, despite him very clearly stating that the video was not meant for kids. He even pointed out how his decision was confirmed by manual review. While he was able to maintain some degree of professionalism in his second video, his disdain for how YouTube has handled this matter is nevertheless palpable in his voice. Now, I will be the first to admit that YouTube's manual review team is far from efficient. They provide absolutely no transparency for their decisions, and they are frequently cited on social media for banning entire channels for no apparent reason, de-verifying channels for impersonating themselves, and various other laughable decisions that are nonetheless held up on manual review. Yes, YouTube's manual review team sucks donkey ass at their jobs. However, in this specific instance, there is a mitigating factor that we aren't taking into consideration. In the vast majority of stupid YouTube decisions, the only people who really truly care about the decisions are the content creators who are affected by them. However, when YouTube is falsely marking content as made for kids when it is clearly not meant for kids, there is another group of people who would likely be on our side and who YouTube is much more likely to listen to. The parents. And not just the parents, but the very same parents who most likely got us into this mess in the first place. Just imagine for a minute that you're a parent. Some of you probably are parents. Now further imagine that you're one of those helicopter parents who doesn't want your child exposed to content that's inappropriate for his age, as those are the kinds of parents who are most likely to insist on strict COPPA compliance in the first place. So in other words, just imagine that you're one of those people who got us into this mess in the first place. So your kid asks permission to watch some YouTube videos while you're making dinner, and you agree, provided that he stays in the section of YouTube that is for kids. Now this kid of yours is relatively trustworthy. You know he'll stay in the kids section if you tell him to, so you allow him to watch some YouTube videos from the kids section on the assumption that the most violent content he's going to see in that section is Power Rangers or the like. Well, about an hour later, he comes into the kitchen while you're chopping vegetables and he asks, "Mommy, what does eating her out mean?" Now, after you've applied the first aid kit because you accidentally cut your finger out of shock, you're probably going to want some answers, and you're going to want them right now. So upon further inspection, you realize that your kid was indeed staying in the kids section of YouTube just like you told him. The problem is that the kids section of YouTube also included a review from the Nostalgia Critic where he reviews the first Care Bears movie. In this review, he says this line.
What is up with this woman's voice? Is someone just eating her out while she's saying her lines?
That's cute. Cuddly little bears. Oh, they care so much. Oh, I love a happy ending.
Now, if your kid was just watching this Care Bears movie unaltered, then it makes perfect sense that it would be lumped in with the made-for-kids videos. It's Care Bears after all, of course it's made for kids. But this Nostalgia Critic review of that movie is not meant for kids. However, because this review used footage from the Care Bears movie, the YouTube algorithm decided that it was made for kids and siphoned it off into the kids section of YouTube. Now, if you're one of those parents who insists on strict COPPA compliance in the first place, you're obviously going to be quite a bit pissed off at this turn of events. Not at your kid, he did exactly as he was told. Nor will you be pissed off at the Nostalgia Critic for making this video, as he very clearly marked the video as not made for kids. No, you're going to be pissed off at YouTube for overriding the Nostalgia Critic's marking and putting this video in the kids section of YouTube, despite it very clearly not being appropriate for children. Oh, and if, upon closer inspection, you learn that the Nostalgia Critic actually appealed YouTube's decision to mark it as made for kids, and that a human employee at YouTube manually reviewed the appeal and made the conscious choice to uphold it, you're going to go from pissed off to completely livid. Then the phone calls and letters start coming in. YouTube is suddenly sorting through thousands of complaints per day from parents who are pissed off because their kids are getting exposed to lewd and crude videos far beyond what they should be exposed to in the kids section. All because YouTube's algorithm sucks donkey dick at determining what is and isn't kids content, and the human employees who are supposed to keep the algorithm in check are a bunch of fucking idiots who can't do their jobs right. Then there's boycotts or threats of boycotts on YouTube if YouTube can't be trusted to keep their kids section actually kid-friendly. The conventional news media eviscerates YouTube for serving clearly adult-oriented videos to kids. The list goes on and on. This will, in all likelihood, force YouTube's hand a lot more efficiently than any social media outrage. With boycotts coming from both parents and advertisers alike, YouTube will be scrambling like it's a 100-yard dash to clean up its act and improve the accuracy of its made-for-kids analysis. Individual channels will come and go, and only the channel owners and their most rabid fans will care in the slightest. The vast majority of YouTube viewers will just hop from one channel to the next like a cat distracted by a laser pointer. But when viewers actually leave YouTube in droves because parents can't trust YouTube to deliver content for their kids that's actually for kids, and when advertisers pull out of YouTube because they see YouTube as just serving content to kids that's clearly made for adults, then that's when YouTube will start to clean up its act. So yeah, YouTube falsely flagging your videos as made for kids may be a problem at the moment, but I do not expect it to be a serious problem for very long. In the irony to end all ironies, the solution to this problem will most likely come from the very demographic who set this problem into motion in the first place. So with that out of the way, I will see you all next time. Acer Thorn out. Peace!